A family is forced out of their home tonight after a fire broke out in their South Richmond apartment. Viewers tell us they could see smoke from Bramblewood Estates for miles. And our Sandra Jones tells us how the family's doing right now.
Now, we spoke with a couple who live in that apartment with their two kids. They tell us that they are thankful that they were not inside during the time of the fire. In fact, the renter tells us that he received a call from his wife and he rushed back to the apartment to see the devastation. Now, you're looking at video we shot earlier after flames destroyed that apartment. According to Richmond fire officials, it was a maintenance worker who spotted the smoke around 2 this afternoon and called 911. Crews arrived on scene to find heavy smoke and flames coming from the front of the apartment unit. They marked the fire under control in 20 minutes. Investigators believe it started in the living room, but we don't know what caused the fire. We do know that there were working smoke detectors inside that apartment. Fire officials want to remind residents in apartment complexes to pay attention when they see a fire truck.
We want to make sure that they allow us access to get in and make sure that they don't try to do a whole lot of movement around when they come into that area. Certainly today was a situation, where unfortunate situation happened where our fire truck was coming in, female in a vehicle backed into one of our fire trucks that was responding to the incident.
Now, Lieutenant Sandra Jones says as a result of that incident, there was minor damage to that fire truck, but it did not keep firefighters from putting out the flames or going on any other calls. As far as those renters, we're told that they did have renters insurance to cover their personal belongings. Right now, they are working with management here at the apartment complex to relocate to another unit. Reporting from South Richmond, Sandra Jones, CBS 6 News.
A new audit says a City of Richmond employee was getting paid for spending time at home and was using a city car to skip out on work. Take a look at this. The Office of the City Auditor released the results of their investigation today, which says a Department of Public Works employee drove home 13 times between December 1st and January 26th. And on New Year's Day, the employee spent 5 hours at home collecting time and a half pay. The worker said in an interview he took the car home without permission from a boss. We asked the Department of Public Utilities if that employee would be punished, and a spokesperson tells us they can't comment on personnel matters, but, quote, violations of city policy are responded to in accordance with personnel rules in the city of Richmond. New information tonight in the trial of a Henrico woman accused of throwing her newborn twins down a trash chute 17 years ago. The medical examiner told the jury today Darnisha Berry's children were born alive. Senior reporter Wayne Koval was in the courtroom for that revelation and tells us how it affects what could happen to Berry.
A day of heated exchanges between defense attorney Paul Gregorio and Commonwealth attorney Leslie Green. At one point, Judge Nathan Lee telling the two attorneys to take a deep breath, and then he had the court take a 10-minute recess. While many witnesses for the prosecution took the stand today, much of their case relies on the jury understanding and believing the testimony of retired medical examiner Marcela Fierro. Dr. Fierro says the twins were born alive and they breathed and their hearts beat for a few minutes. Dr. Fierro says baby boy was born first, then baby girl, the brother and sister fraternal twins. She says under proper care, the twins had a 95% survival rate. Dr. Fierro says the cause of death for both was blunt force trauma to the head. The prosecution indicating the trauma from being put in the trash chute on the 4th floor. Under cross-examination, defense attorney Paul Gregorio repeatedly questioned Dr. Fierro about the two medical doctors who performed the autopsies in 1998 and questioned her about another medical examiner who reviewed the findings recently and concluded the twins were not born alive. Now, the Commonwealth attorney will rest her case tomorrow. The defense says it has between 2 and 4 witnesses that they'll call. Then we'll have closing arguments. The jury could get this case by mid-afternoon on Wednesday. Working for you in Lawrenceville, Wayne Koval, CBS 6 News.
As state police investigate the arrest of UVA student Martise Johnson by ABC officers, another UVA student, which an investigation found was wrongfully arrested by the ABC, is making a public statement. Elizabeth Daly says she's upset anyone would be subjected to the treatment Martise Johnson apparently went through during his arrest last Wednesday. Take a look at